Melody pondered over the fearsome possibility that Garrett had disclosed something unseemly about her from her marginally checkered past. Say, some close-locked, guilty secret of hers, or what have you, in tight connection with her long foregone transgressions. Negligible little lapses of etiquette she would have heartily owned up to, but otherwise not worth mentioning. That he may have unfolded and publicized to his friends and colleagues surreptitiously. That is to say, without her ever having had so much as the faintest inkling that he'd sold her down the river, so to speak. Perhaps some drowsy morsel of gossip or other bearing upon, and thus calling into deep question, her all-around ethico-moral disposition. Or perchance, some minor point of contention or other, based on some fragmentary tidbit of anecdotal, testimonial, statistical, analogical, and/or circumstantial evidence it managed to rustle up from some itsy-witsy nook inside her skeleton closet of peccadillos, which she'd always been careful to keep under strict lock and key, i.e., youthful indiscretions, small-time misdoings, inconsequential Machiavellian maneuverings, and machinations, inaugurated by hers truly, albeit implemented by her brilliantly competent teams of legal representatives and advisors, press secretaries, propaganda ministers, hatchet men, bouncers, bodyguards, cutthroats, hitmen, and a host of other specialized consultants, technicians, pundits, and so on. Was it at all possible, she wondered, that Garrett had spoken ill of her ethico-fiscal shortcomings? Tender-footedly trivial ones, to be sure, such as her foxily mischievous propensity in the lattermost stages of her prepubescence for instigating scads of fly-by-night airplane games, Ponzi schemes, pyramid selling scams, and other commensurate ploys of a post-Madoffian genre. The purported probity of her pecuniary complexion having been floridly defiled therethrough with leprous blotches of maliciously sharp practices, dirty pools, devious skullduggeries, artful chicaneries, unscrupulous quadruple dealings, and a host of other nefarious flimflams. Or had he, peradventure, badmouthed her on account of her consummately absolvable moral defects? Perfectly understandable little foibles such as her profligate spendthriftiness. After all, she irrationalized with a feigned aura of unsullied innocence. Who wouldn't want to drop some iron once in a blue moon? To wit, once in a white moon. To treat themselves to an eensy-weensy extravagancy. Say, a diamond-studded, platinum-plated, super-duper jumbo jet with Turkish baths, a state-of-the-art concert hall, half a dozen well-appointed conference rooms, twice that number of luxury master bedroom suites, and a 24-karat solid gold garage in which to park one's Lamborghinis, Bugattis, Bentleys, Ferraris, Rolls, and what have you. Especially if they could afford to do so, as Melody and her sponsors most assuredly could. Or her intractable racism à l'Américaine, that is to say, her fierce intolerance for what she and most other card-carrying members of her extended familia considered to be the token touchstones of incompetent race management and or poor ethnic hygiene, apropos of designated subdivisions accommodating various mega mansions owned by upper-middle income affiliates of pre-selected soi-disant cushion communities that were slated by the powers in office to act as protective moats of a kind for the fortified, smugly affluent neighborhoods where the ultra-filthy, super-hyper-wealthy rich hung their hats and aired out their anuses. Not to mention her ever so slightly puffed up sense of entitlement. Well, after all, she was born into a golden family with choice genes, impeccable morals, tee-hee-hee, and an outstandingly splendiferous portfolio of astronomically steep, ultra-high-yield investments. Nicht wahr?